So today we're going to be playing through the introduction section of God of War. Um, I don't know, not positive really how much of the game we'll be playing or we'll continue past this week, but the idea is so that we can look at some of the storytelling aspects, specifically how this game elicits empathy in the players. I played this game with some of my high school students, and I think now the game is rated mature, so you make sure that your students are, I would say, 16, 17 or older. But a lot of what I do is around social emotional learning, so I thought it was cool to try and use this game. So let's start a new game. That's okay. Give me a balanced experience. That's all right. The directing in this game is better than almost any other game I've ever played. Especially for those of us who have been playing God of War games since the back on the PS2, right? Just how they've changed Kratos as a character is really remarkable. Alright, so when I did this with my students, the idea is to have them take notes about how the game makes them feel. That takes into account imagery, that takes into account the music, voice acting, directing, cinematography, all of it. Yeah, camera angle is huge. Right, you're looking up at him. Hey, Hermit. So, Hermits, we're talking about how this game elicits empathy, right? I taught you a number of times about empathy and about how you understand where a person's coming from. So this is a game, especially next year, I'm going to try and play with some students. Especially if I'm not going to be in the classroom. And one thing you'll notice as we play through this game is that the camera never cuts.
I found some.
The camera's always one take the entire game and never cuts away from what's happening. How's it going, Historian? I'm doing pretty well. Went for a run today, which is a big deal. I don't usually do that too much. How's it going with you? Hello, Space Cowboy. It's actually a big week. I'm actually getting married on Saturday. Thank you, yeah.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
Right, so remember, as we're playing through, take into account all the different aspects of the game. Thank you, Historian. I know a lot of history teachers specifically want to find ways to bring this game to the classroom to discuss Norse mythology and the Norse gods and everything, especially since Marvel movies have kind of popularized that.
That is enough.
That's not actually something I've done, but I will look into it. I'm really happy that I'm playing this because it's been over a year since I played, and I've always been meaning to get back to it.
Father?
What?
It's definitely one of the games of the generation.
The forest feels different now.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
Christopher Judge. I hadn't taught with Hellblade either, but I would really like to at some point. I've never actually played through Hellblade, but I know I need to. I like that this game kind of continued the trend of relationships between kids and father figures. Right, so notice how the camera still has never cut away. It's just one long scene. Right, while watching it, right, everything is made intentional. It's crafted in a way to make you feel something, especially with Kratos, who, has a specific past of many murders. Um, See, that's crazy. Like, at that moment, it just kept walking. I didn't even
That was
realize
the
I had entered a
last.
cutscene. Just the transitions between gameplay and cutscenes in this game are seamless. Yeah, middle school might be a bit too young for Hellblade. This game
Where
is
do I see my mother?
an expert in showing, don't not telling. Right? You never want games to
Do I
tell
see
you
my father?
how to feel or what to know. You want them to show you the story, the plot,
Oh,
right?
there.
In this game,
They
you
called to me.
you know everything that's going on. You already know. You're already feeling something just from this scene. Right? We don't know who this boy
Oh,
is
there.
yet,
They called to me.
but right, clearly this is someone important to him.
Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me.
The music in this game is just amazing. Neil Gaiman's book on it is a good summary of the original poem. I'll look into it.
She's ready.
Unfortunately, I don't teach global history anymore, so I don't really have a place to teach Norse mythology. But as a piece of literature, I could teach with this game in the future. The only issue is that this game is about 25 to 30 hours. So it's hard to use a full game like this in school.
You are free.
Right, and as I have students play this game in the future, one thing I want them to do is to document any moments that they feel a connection with Kratos or Atreus, or any moments that elicit empathy from them, where they can feel what these characters feel, and whether it's because of the game itself or it's because of its a personal connection.
I'm sorry.
Squeeze.
Right, and I can't personally relate to Kratos as a father figure. He's very unlike my father, who is very
It's yours.
emotionally close. He's not an emotionally distant person, but I do know plenty of people who did have distant fathers, so this game spoke to them on a different level.
She knew.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
Right, what's interesting is that so soon after the death of
What are we hunting?
this
You
boy's
hunting,
mom,
dear.
they're just immediately going hunting.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Okay, this way.
Right, you see how
Father?
seamless the transition
Why are we doing
is
this
from
I need to know
cutscenes
you
to
can survive
gameplay.
the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you. Hunt. What did you find?
Tracks. Not deer, though. I'll keep looking.
And usually when I play games by myself, I am going to explore every single nook and cranny, but I will spare you all the endless search for
Boy,
items and
you miss
relics and
these?
stuff.
Huh. Close. But also not deer. See? Tips are too wide. Mountain goat?
Your mother taught you well.
Yeah.
Right? You would think if the mom just died that you would take some time to debrief and grieve, but I guess this is a form of grief as it's a distraction. I could see it feeling jarring if you're not sure who Kratos is, but I think the game
More
does a
tracks.
pretty good job,
Yeah.
even
But they're too round.
standing
Could be a wild
alone
boar.
Good.
from the previous games. Like, sure, if you know all that backstory, it's
Now
going to be
what?
super impactful, especially later in the game.
This way, boy.
But I think you can catch on pretty quickly, even if you don't
Oh.
know Kratos' full
Wait,
history.
Deer tracks. They're fresh. This way.
Right? You see how the camera angle changes?
Found it!
Slow down, boy.
Sorry.
You are hunting deer, not chasing it.
Yes, Father.
We got a chest. I like how he just busts through the chest instead of just opening it like a normal person.
You broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step
Here's the
aside.
best part of the game.
Wow.
Go.
Oh.
Oh, I love Potter. I absolutely love how they changed the camera angles from this game as opposed to the numbered games. I did like the hack and slash nature of the previous games, even but the camera was much higher up and you kind of just like crawled through a million different enemies at once.
Holy
But I
fire.
think this one makes you
When I
feel
tell you to fire,
like the closeness to Kratos' back.
I'm
It's much more
sorry.
personal,
do
this
not
game.
be sorry. Be better.
It's one of my favorite lines in the game.
Find it. Find it.
I agree about the Last of Us games, Hermits, and unfortunately you're graduating, but I actually plan on playing that game with the class next year.
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
The kid is his son, yeah. I forgot how the combat controls in this game are very different than most other games. Throwing the axe in this game is one of the best feeling gameplay mechanics in any game. The boy has not been present his entire life. This is the first game with his son. He was not in any of the previous games.
Draugr. They've never come this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
So yeah, Kratos has been present in the boy's life. And yeah, I don't want to spoil the story too much, but the child is post Death of the Greek Gods. Right, so it's after what happened in God of War 3 with the end of the Greek gods and everything. Kratos kind of ran away, and he ended up here, among the Norse gods.
My mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
Yeah, it's fine. I think there were other areas to explore. Gotta get used to the controls. I won't explore too much, but yeah, there's something over here. Okay, so whenever you see one of these chests, you gotta break these things. The other ones are usually hidden around somewhere close. Is it in here, or is it outside? There it is. Yeah, like, I love the original games. That's for health. Yeah, I love the original games, but I could never actually connect with Kratos as a character by any means. He was just always too angry, and acted in ways that I would never personally have acted. But this game really, like, tried to tame him down. Like, obviously he still has his anger and his rage, which his rage is actually, I'm not going to explore that way, we don't need to. His rage is a part of his, like, godly abilities. But he's more soft, right? He's more soft-spoken. He's not constantly screaming. Still screams a lot, but not all the time. And I think that's partly because he's become a father. Yeah, but even, like, the whole vengeance trope, like, I feel like Last of Us 2 came out, and I think that plot, or that story, did revenge way better than I think the original God of War games did.
We should get closer.
Speaking of which, go play Last of Us Part 2 if you haven't played Last of Us Part 2 yet, because that is a special game.
I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. She never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And it was
Don't be worried
time.
about Last of Us Part 2, I promise. I just finished it last week, and it exceeded my expectations. What they do narratively is definitely, like, you may not like it at all, but I feel like that was very intentional. But I think it's done super respectfully, and in a good way. Not an event per se, which I think you know what I'm referring to, more a change in character that bothers me. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think any of them act too out of character. They definitely do things that I don't agree with, but I feel like that was also the nature of the first game. I always love God of War games, also for the puzzles and stuff that they have. Although the original games definitely had more puzzles.
Clever. What?
He can no longer use it. We can.
Steal from the graves.
So...
I wasn't upset by the outcome because that's where I think the books were gonna go. I was upset by the pacing of the last season. Like, I feel like where Daenerys ended up was where she was always gonna end up, but I just don't like
I think he's this way.
how the show got her there, if you know what I mean. Like, if George R. R. Martin ever does decide to finish the books, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna end up happening. The show went from dedicating full seasons to certain events, just rushed right through all these things at the end where it seemed like
Father.
she turned way too quickly by that point.
Wait for my mark.
So that was more of an
Relax.
execution issue.
Do not think of it
In my
as an
opinion.
animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Steady your aim and breathe in. Exhale and release.
What should
Good.
we do with her? Let's have her ignorantly become a hysterical. Right, that's why I don't like how the show did it all. I feel like if George R. R. Martin actually, if we see it in the
Still
books, I
alive.
feel like it's going to be more developed. But I feel like her upbringing in Essos was always going to clash with her trying to come back to rule Westeros.
No. Finish what you started.
This moment's very important in this game in terms of eliciting empathy. Like, I don't know if I were to go hunting, I don't know if I could ever actually do this kind of stuff. And clearly, Atreus has good heart. He's struggling to take a life.
I can't.
And I think about a number of my students who want to be writers, or create something. And you need to know, how to resonate with people. Like, not manipulate per se, but you need to know how to manipulate someone's emotions. One of the only issues I have with this game is how a lot of the bosses just end up being different, like, versions of this troll guy. Right, so yeah, so Atreus, he's not just someone who he's not just someone who just walks by your side, he's actually playable the entire time, right? Hold L2 and press square to target the enemy. Right? But yeah, a lot of the bosses in this game end up just being different colors of these troll guys. Oh boy. Yeah, the axe is stuck in. Again, just throwing this axe. Use this to introduce Norse mythology with your students. So I've never actually taught Norse mythology. If I still taught my global class, I totally would. I'm only planning on using this game to teach, at this point, like aspects of storytelling and just empathy in general, since I like to do a lot of oh damn, since I like to do a lot of social emotional learning. But if we're still teaching online come September, which I am pretty sure we will be, it gives me a little bit more leeway in the type of games I can use. And especially since my students are typically over age, like at like 17, 18, 19, 20, I can use more mature games, especially if we're remote learning and I'm playing with them online. If we're not in the building, that again, like I can use some rated mature games like this one. So come September, I'm actually currently planning on teaching with The Last of Us, the first one. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Couple more. There we go. This is just classic God of War stuff, even from the original games. Alright.
That's where you get!
Boy.
Right, and stuff like this I want my students to talk about with Atreus. Is right, clearly he has his own anger issues.
Boy, look at me.
But he's also just a young child being thrown into this gruesome battle.
We did it.
You are not ready.
Everything about this game is just so well made. The acting, the music, the cinematography, the directing.
I found the deer.
And the kid who is Atreus is wonderful. He was also in that...
How am I not ready?
Oh, what's the name of the movie? Jonah Hill made a movie about skating. I think it's just called the 1990s, about skating in the 1990s. And it was shot on film that looked like it was in the 90s. And this kid was the main character in that movie.
Ready.
I am ready.
Mid-90s, yes. So that kid is Atreus, right? And it's all motion capture. Right, so him and Christopher Judge are acting together.
The path home is this way.
I would say it mostly holds up throughout, yeah. Total, yeah. I think, like, ideally, I would love, if I had a chance to teach Norse mythology, I would love to show how this game is represented in this game, how it's represented in, like, Thor and the Marvel movies. That's really what the Marvel movies that really popularized it. And now we got this game, and now we also got Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out very soon. So it's Norse mythology in general has just exploded in popularity. Alright, those barehanded attacks. Kratos can switch to barehanded attacks by throwing the axe. Got it. Kratos doesn't need an axe, he's got his bare hands. They use that animation a lot. His health? Yeah, they're pressing the wrong button. This mirror becomes very important later in the game. He believes that video games are the next form of storytelling. He said never. I disagree. Where you stand. I think that they will be. And you could be skeptical, that's fine, but like, even if you don't agree with all of the storytelling and narrative of Last of Us, it does something that I've never seen before in any medium in terms of storytelling. And I like, if that's where you stand, it's a game that you need to play. Just because that's how you feel about video games being the next form of storytelling. So these guys, you can't use the axe because the axe has the frost in it, right? So and these guys are frost, so you can see it doesn't hurt them. Kratos gotta use his hands.
I told you something was different about the forest.
And I told you not to speak.
That's not very nice, Kratos. Right, if you notice, the game still has never cut away the camera, right? It's one continuous shot the entire time. Games are totally pushing the boundaries of storytelling.
When are Draugrs so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked them?
I do not know. Now be silent. We are almost home.
Well, the funeral is over because the pyre is gone. What's up, boy? So I think you could go exploring a little bit, but let's go inside.
Inside, boy.
First game I played that crossed into noteworthy form of storytelling. I don't know, like as a player or as like someone with a critical lens? Because I feel like from a critical lens, I'm inclined to say like BioShock. I think that game did things that were new, just not even just like the main narrative, but all the like recordings and stuff that are found around Rapture. Graphics in this game are just insane. I'm super excited about BioShock Lord Azure, especially since I never played Bloodborne, so a lot of that went over my head.
Why did I expect it to be any different now that she's...
Alright, so this is the lesson that I made for this game, that I have on Hey Listen Games, that the worksheet and everything. This was the stopping point, right? It was only about a half hour of playtime. Because whenever I do try to use these larger games, it's really difficult to find any kind of place to teach with a 24 to 30 hour game. Right, so this 30-minute segment was really what I was going for in terms of storytelling and empathy building. But I want to find a way to
That thing was trying to kill us.
keep playing more of it, because I think there are just so many parts in this game that has a place in schools and education.
Use it. You clearly cannot.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Fine. Come on then.
You want me to hit you?
I want you to try.
especially since this game also has the entire hero's journey, not for Kratos, but for Atreus.
What are you...
Try again.
Right, Kratos has already had his hero journey throughout the other games,
are you doing
right?
that?
This
Too
is,
slow.
even though you were playing as
Try again.
Kratos, this is
Cut it out!
Weak.
just
Again.
as much Atreus' story.
Again.
Stop it!
Again. Your anger, you can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
What was that?
Quiet.
So yeah, this is where my lesson would usually end. That being said, we're about to get to one of the like coolest boss fights.
No use hiding anymore. I know who you are.
What's going on? Do you know him?
More importantly, I know what you are.
Boy, beneath the floor. Now.
But you told me never to go down there. Who is that?
I do not know.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
Just tell me what I want to know. No need for this to get bloody. I thought you'd be bigger.
I love this character so much.
Definitely the one. Long way from home, aren't you?
What do you want?
Oh, you already know the answer to that.
Whatever it is you seek, I do not have it. You should move on.
Right, and I assume all of you know, but for those of you who don't know, right, Kratos is from Sparta, right? He's the son of Zeus, he was at one point the god of war of Sparta,
And yet,
right, and he is a far away from home.
in the woods, like a coward.
You do not want this fight.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I do.
Leave.
Right, and this Kratos is just so different from the previous games, right? The fact that he just took a hit and isn't instantly attacking back.
You are going to have to kill me for that to happen.
I warned you.
Finally.
You would not listen.
Fine. My turn.
Again, the directing of this game, the camera has never cut away from Kratos. And we're 40 minutes into this game.
How incredibly disappointing. Come on, then.
And you know, I actually haven't thought about using this game to teach about toxic masculinity, but right, it makes sense. I could. I feel like this is one of the best like superhero fights in video games. Yeah, like the whole game is like one gigantic cutscene. It's amazing. Like, just the way he crashes through the trees and all the rocks.
Tell me what I want. Pain stops real simple. Why are there two beds in here?
Right, and it's not until Atreus is threatened, right, him saying there's two beds, that Kratos is now, like, losing his rage.
Struck a nerve, did I? Who are you hiding? Slow and old. You should never have come to Midgard. So, care to try again?
So what just happened, that's a hint to who this character is, if you know Norse mythology.
You won't talk? Fine. Maybe whoever it is you've got stashed in that house will.
Right, now we get the Spartan Rage, right, his god power from the original game. I don't know if you guys care too much about spoilers. I could share with you who this is, if you want, but I'll leave that up to you. Is everyone else okay if I share who this is? Right, so this is Baldur. Right, if you know Baldur, he can't die, but his mom, you know, similar to Achilles, right, made it so that he's like somewhat immortal, and he can't die. But one consequence of that is that Baldur can't feel pain, and not just pain, he can't feel anything. Right, he can't feel anything, he can't taste anything, just nothing. Right, and this is him. Which is why he was able to heal himself. That fight is one of my favorite fights in video games. It's like the perfect combination of like gameplay and cinematics, and I'm a sucker for cinematics in games.
Leaving so soon? When Odin sent me here, I just needed answers, but you had to act all proud. Throw whatever you have at me. I'll keep coming. That old body will give out. But before I end this...
Oh, I didn't know that, Potter. That's interesting.
I know one thing. I can't feel any of this. fight is pointless. Your struggle is pointless. You didn't have to be this way. Pathetic.
There's only one thing that... This was like a spell that is... Potter, correct me if I'm wrong, right? It's a spell that the mom puts on him. And there's only one thing that can break the spell.
I'm not my brother. And if you'd given me what I wanted, it wouldn't have ended this way. But no.
It is brought up in this game. We could.
Let's finish this.
I believe, what's it called? I think it's so the thing that would break the spell, I believe it's called I think it's mistletoe, right, Potter?
I feel nothing.
Yeah, mistletoe. Oop, where is he? Sorry if I got quiet. Sometimes I just focused a little bit too much on gameplay. Yeah, it's always Loki. Right, so the game clearly does get very violent, which is why, right, I can't advocate that this be in every single, right, K-12 school, but definitely for older students, definitely, like, stuff like this should be studied in college. And I love seeing a tired Kratos, because he's not ever tired like this in the original games. And no, he's not dead. Space Cowboy.
Who was he? He knew me. Did he know my past? How did they find me after all this time? Faye, what do I do?
Right, Faye was his wife.
Is not ready to carry
Not in the first game.
ashes to the top of the mountain.
Or not in the first trilogy.
you.
Right, he's clearly talking about how to be a father or how to be a parent.
But we cannot stay here.
Boy.
There was so much. I thought.
Right, and I know that it's a joke that he just calls
Alright.
Atreus boy, but that is because
I'm
there's this
alright.
disconnect between the two of them.
Come.
Right, there's a distance.
Gather your things. We are leaving.
Thought I wasn't ready.
You are not. We have no choice now. Prove me wrong.
Yes, sir. The mountain. It's gonna be a long trip.
Yes,
You could say that.
but an important one.
Whoa. How did this happen?
Right, so basically the entire plot of this game now, right, is you have your wife's ashes, right, and it was her wish that you would bring them and scatter them at the top of the highest mountain. Right, so that is now where we are going.
Who was he?
I do not know.
What did he want with us? We're nobodies. Did you kill him?
Atreus is a little
Did what had
backpack
to be
now.
done.
Could have died. Never leave me alone again. All right?
All right.
And it's not really a spoiler, so Atreus, your son, does not know about Kratos' past. He doesn't know that Kratos is a demigod. Or that he was the god of war in Sparta, right? He's completely oblivious to that entire past history of Kratos.
You've had to kill people before, haven't you? You're used to it.
We do what we must to survive.
Animals, I get. They're food. Draugr?
Hello,
They're supposed to be
Orstolete.
dead.
I hope I pronounced that correctly.
People. They're trying to survive too.
Close your heart to it. On our journey, we will be attacked by all manner of creature. Close your heart to their desperation. Close your heart to their suffering.
Ortholete.
Do not allow
Okay.
yourself to feel for them. They will not feel for you.
I understand. Has this been here all this time?
Yeah, this is... Oh, man, it's hard to say what was my
Why
favorite
don't you
game
help
of
me
this
up there?
generation. My favorite game of this past
You can get a
generation is
better look.
probably still Breath of the Wild, but this is probably my second favorite. You can lurk as much as you want.
Okay. Nowhere to go from here. Except across this bridge. Think you can lower it from there?
Go.
Made it!
Boy,
Yes, sir.
Definitely play
Wait.
this game.
How are you gonna get across now?
Oh, forgot about that. I would recommend playing this game over The Last of Us Part 2. I think I prefer this game more. But if you're afraid of like spoilers and stuff, you might, because The Last of Us 2 has gotten the internet into a frenzy. So that I feel like you're more likely to be spoiled on that than you are on this. Just take your loot. I like that Kratos' axe has the Bifrost in it.
That hanging bucket. An offering cask? Mother said Odin's disciples fill them with gifts and hang them where thieves can't reach them.
For this game
That
or
was really
for
old.
Last of Us?
Foolish.
Cowboy.
What is? Worshipping the gods?
The gods care nothing for them. Men should not pray to monsters.
Yeah, I feel like even if you had the... Might as well get that. Even if you had the, like, plot of The Last of Us spoiled, there's so much narratively that is so different that you need to, like, experience yourself. Because it does something specifically that has not been done in any other video game that I can recall. Alright, come on, boy. Hop on my back.
Father, will we see others on the road?
Yes.
Friendly?
No.
They'll try and rob us?
Possibly. Yes.
Oh.
Take that down. No, we don't actually need to go down. Keep going up.
Look. All this time, there's been a protection stave around our entire woods. But the stave's broken there. Did you cut those down?
She had marked the tree she wished used for her pyre.
Why'd she do that?
Lots of subtle foreshadowing in this game now that I'm playing through,
Come.
knowing the final
Looking
outcome of the
back
game. I think of all the literary elements that you can teach in a game like this, especially foreshadowing. Like what they just said about cutting on the trees, that means nothing now, but it means like everything once you've finished the game.
So, how long will it take to get to the mountain?
I do not know.
Before winter falls?
I do not know.
Okay, okay. They don't see us. Should I fire?
Wait for my mark.
Thing is, if you fight barehanded, you can do those finishers much quicker than if you're using the axe. Yeah, this. One complaint could be that those animations don't have too much variety.
Boy, focus.
I do know that.
Be ready, boy.
This is still the tutorial stage of the game. Combat in this game feels very good.
Keep the pressure on.
Where is this guy? There he is. See, with the Avengers game that's coming out, you have to hope that Thor's hammer, the only one will actually feel as good as the axe does in this game, but I don't have high hopes about that. The axe in this game feels perfect. Alright, come on, boy. This is an important moment, I believe. Come on. Where'd the marker go? You guys saw that, right? Well, it's not showing up.
There's a Yetnar settlement ahead.
Yetnar.
Giants.
You
There
can
we
read
go.
the writing.
Some. Just the language his mother knew. But they're all sort of connected, so sometimes I can feel my way through stuff I shouldn't know. You know?
Right, so Kratos actually can't read the local language, whereas Atreus can. So he's basically your lore translator the entire game, right? He explains everything to you. He reads all the documents, the like murals and paintings. Oops. Okay.
Anything else?
Anything
Spacer
over here?
shots. Speed costs accuracy.
Got it.
And I know Kratos was talking to Atreus there, but he's also just talking to me, right? Because I was kind of just spamming the square button, which is how you shoot
Hey,
Atreus.
I think there's a chest over there.
Tell me, what problem do you have with the axe? An extremely quick burst of energy that interrupts and knocks back all nearby enemies. Norse did not have double-bladed axes. See you later, historian. So, historian, before you go, I'm not positive that we'll be continuing this game next week since, right, we're now past the point of what I would actually teach with. In my current circumstance, we might do another game next week. Maybe we'll. I know you wanted us to go through What Remains of Edith Finch, so maybe we'll. Maybe it's time to start that. We'll start brainstorming in the Discord. Especially because though, like, while I love this game, this is the first time that it's now getting us into the menu, right? And it is right. It's not an RPG game, but it definitely borrows all different RPG aspects into it, and you can just I spend so much of my time just going through menus and stuff. And it would just be so time consuming to play a game like this with all this menu stuff and skill trees and things that you can equip. But that's why it's easy to use the introductory section of this game, because the menu is not something that's introduced yet, right? It's just pure storytelling. Right, so if there's yellow there, good night, historian. That probably means that's the way that we came from this way.
I think we can go through here.
Yeah. Where you go is always marked with this yellow stuff. Oop, that is not what I wanted to do. Why is it not letting me pick this up? You see the marker right there, right?
Whoa! How'd you do that?
There we go. Okay. Because the prompt is on.
Thanks. There's the mountain! Let's go!
Not yet.
It's fine! See?
Classic.
Father, help!
Hang on!
Hurry! I'm slipping!
Stay calm. Almost there.
That wasn't so bad.
Slow down. Your haste will cost us.
Sorry.
Slow and steady, Atreus. Slow and steady.
More Draugr. But these aren't moving. Are they dead? I mean, more dead?
Boy.
Not dead, not dead!
Remember, accuracy over speed.
Potter, how do you know so much about Norse mythology? Like, how do you know, like, where'd you learn that the Norse don't have any double-bladed axes? Right, I forgot you have your Viking chef stuff. Is any of your cuisine inspired by the Vikings and Norse cultures?
Last one. Was I better?
Take even more time. It does not matter if you fire only once. Show me control.
Okay, cool.
Look at this.
Read it for me, boy.
Read it.
Oh, this used to be a marketplace. The giants used to gather here to trade with the gods a long time ago. Wonder if Odin was ever here. Whoa! Above us! Something's breaking through! Something's breaking through the wall!
Yeah, why not use some of that Spartan rage? Should have saved the Spartan rage. One more. Alright, I forgot about that. Let's go.
Do you hear that? What is it?
We will see. Stay close.
What is that?
Something creepy, is what it is.
So we're going towards the scary singer?
But not for your arrow! Fire!
I honestly forgot about these characters. Or these enemies. They're very good at hitting you even though you're dodging.
That was a real revenant. Never thought I'd see one up close.
There was a Norwegian archaeologist called Jan Peterson that created a type of system for classifying Viking weapons in types and shapes. Cool. I don't know too much about Viking history. I only got into it after a couple years ago. I went and visited Iceland and visited a lot of the Viking landmarks and museums. Also in Ireland as well. And then this game and Thor also got me into it a little bit more. But I have no formal education in any of it.
I guess we need to get back up there. But how?
Follow me.
What's that over there?
It's a chest. Where are the other pots?
Earlier, you said people might try and rob us. I'll kill them if they try. My mistake.
If we encounter men, you will stay out of it. Understand?
I can fight.
You will stay out of it, boy. Speak no more of this.
Where'd he go? There he is. So yeah, this stuff. So there's a lot of these scattered throughout the game, and Atreus is the one who reads it to you.
Mother told me about him. A giant warrior made of stone. Looks like he was in a pretty big battle. Odin's there, Thor, even the world serpent. Oh.
Like, I did not know the
Must have
world
smashed
serpent
his
was a
head
thing
apart.
until playing this game.
See? Look. Hrungnir's body squished him. Idiot.
Look here.
Sir. I've seen this language before.
And you could spend time to read everything, but I don't think we need to do that. Ooh, chest break. I didn't see the other two pots to break, but they could be further away. Ah.
That did it.
Yeah, definitely. Right, this is not the same Kratos from the previous games at all. Ooh, there's another one. There's one more of those. I'm not going to actively look for it, but if you see it, let me know.
Whoa.
Well, my axe is not going to work. Oh yeah, why not use some Spartan Rage? In the Spartan Rage, you have to heal while you use it.
Stay vigilant.
Get a loot. Didn't see that third pot thing. How do I get in there? Yeah, it's okay. I don't need to open every chest. I was moving it the wrong way. There we go. Let's try that again.
You did it. all these dead. You think it's safe in there?
You think it's safer out here?
Thank you. The thing about this game is that there's actually not a lot of humans in it. Most of the humans you come across are like ghosts of people who have already died. Which is very different than the original games. In the original games, there were like big battles that you'd run through and stuff, and there were humans all around.
What's that smell?
Now!
Like, this is one of the only, like, few parts of the game where there's actual people.
Someone start the fires! Sigmund, your knives! So many days without meat.
Meat? Wait, us?
Behind me.
What if they change like the others? We'll have to keep them alive. Strip off their meat. A little at a time.
This fight is mine alone.
Keep an eye on it!
Oh, that's Atreus.
Remember to keep alive. He's just
Jesus.
one man.
I love throwing the axe in this game.
Father, help me!
Atreus!
The fact that they can hurt him is hilarious.
Boy?
Regular people hurting Kratos. Actually, was it God of War 2 or God of War 3? There's a fight with a Spartan soldier, and it's one of the best fights in any of those games where it's all from like a side perspective and it's all like silhouette, kind of like in what's the 007 movie, the third one with Daniel Craig, Skyfall. Right, there's a scene in that one where it's just silhouettes of the two people fighting. There's a scene just like that. It was either God of War 2 or 3. I think it was 3.
Come then. We have a long journey. Wait here. I will handle this.
And there are ice people, so I can't use my axe. Why not? I'm one of the people who always usually likes to save whatever ability I have. So on my first playthrough of this, I was always very reluctant to use the Spartan's Rage.
Came back.
It is finished.
I want to leave here.
Then collect yourself. We must find a way out.
Not traumatizing at all, killing your first person.
Here. Find something to pull me up.
Okay.
Even if the axe is not the most historically accurate thing in the world, just throwing it, especially with the way that the controller vibrates, it's just on point. Where are you, boy?
Atreus. The chain.
Alright, I forgot he's crying.
Jane. Right.
I would be too if I had to murder someone.
You are in your head, boy. Let it go. He would have killed you.
I know, I had to do it. I do know that, I just...
And we will go home, boy.
What?
To give up this easily. So close to the start.
Wait, no. I'm not giving up. I can do this.
Is that the
I
best
just have to,
motivator? Is that how you deal with trauma?
catch my breath. Come on up. I'm ready.
Kratos does not need to use his legs to climb chains.
Listen to me. To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. The road ahead is long and unforgiving.
It
No
is.
place for a boy.
Oh, game
You
is
must
acting
be a
finicky.
warrior.
Let's try that again. It is not letting me walk across this thing. There we go. That's odd. We're about to come across one of the best characters in the game. I don't know if it was a dialogue issue, because usually the dialogue will keep playing even as you're going through motions like that.
No! What you waiting for? Come on already! Let's go!
I love Brock so much.
Can't get this slow-eyed cocklump to cross the bridge.
It's because she's scared of something in the trees over there.
There's what now?
Father, throw your axe at those trees on the other side of the bridge. The ones with the white trunks.
You were right.
Say, you must be smart or something, boy. You are a boy, aren't you? Ha!
She have a name?
I don't know. Rude bastard ain't ever asked mine, so I ain't ever asked hers.
Brock is one of the characters who will upgrade your equipment throughout the game.
Vera Logan.
Say, you're not gonna believe me, but that axe you got, it was me what made her. Me and my brother. Was one of our best. So don't let nobody else go work on her.
I don't recognize the name Evaldi, so I'm gonna go with no, but I'm not 100% on that.
I can enhance her for you right now if it so pleases you, son of a bitch. So what say you?
You are right. I do not believe you. Come, boy.
There's a rune in the shape of a fork under the grip.
I don't think they're in this game then. I don't believe they have any rivals in this game. There is one workshop later in the game of someone who had already died, but I'm not positive that's who you're talking about.
Look, you want I should upgrade her or not?
Very well. I expect an improvement.
So, where's the other half of the brand?
All my dumb brothers got it. But I got all the talent. Look! To work it is.
Brock has given you the Frozen Flame, a rare resource. That's fine, let's just equip this. Cool. Right, and you can also upgrade the type of armor you wear. Why not?
Sure you're winning Smiles armor enough, but why take chances?
Yeah, I'll equip it. Right, so it's moments like these where I wouldn't really use this in the classroom, right? Because this is gonna make pacing hard, teaching-wise.
What'll it be, Shorty? Knock 'em dead with arrows. What more you need?
Alright, that's it.
Well, don't look now, but our friends who were hiding in the trees are back for more. Go on, give that axe a twirl.
Sure, why not?
Are we behind there?
You don't break nothing. See what my touch from?
Adequate.
You know what's adequate?
I like how they're just standing on the side watching.
Shit.
Stop shooting me. I do kind of miss the crazy combos for the first game, but I think I prefer this combat more overall.
Your paw can kill. You gonna let me do that too?
I'm not sure.
This road, it leads to the mountain.
Should put you in the right direction, sure. Want to see my wares again?
Which way am I supposed to go? I could go that way. Came across the bridge. Probably something in there I could look at.
Atreus, to me.
Okay, I'm coming.
Well, if people in the chat don't mind spoilers, then it's probably fine.
Come.
Does anyone else
Nice
in the
meeting
chat
you,
mind
Mark.
spoilers?
I'll be thinking of a name for your beast.
How about I name her fucking gratitude? Fucking gratitude, come over here. I like it.
You left me to fight alone.
I did.
People are one thing. Everything else you fight. Until I say stop or we are dead. Understand? Pull your weight or we go home.
I understand.
Good then.
What am I doing in here?
I think we can go through here.
Where is here, Atreus? Nope, don't touch that.
What's through here?
Oh, then that makes sense.
This way.
Forgot about those puzzles.
Wait there.
See, I like it because you can't use your axe, otherwise you do get killed.
Grab that one first.
Ooh, chest. Potter, I would say you can go ahead and say whatever you need to say. Well, it's not going to let me open that chest. That's odd.
It's coming
Do I need my
back
axe?
down again. Ready?
So Loki and Brock and Myth did not get along at all. I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that's probably why I couldn't open the chest.
This is the last one.
Actually, I wonder if I just run away. Will it crush him? Oh, no, he just jumped across. Heh. Yep, and now I can open the chest. Loki's always up to no good. Chest up there.
Sinking back down.
Now, boy.
Coming. Wasn't sure we're gonna get out of there.
Trust I will not let us die.
One. Two. I don't think we need to hop back down. I don't care too much about the chest, so I'm not going to keep looking for the last one.
This way.
Hey, that could be valuable.
And we're not going to go too much longer.
Wow. Never been this close to the mountain before. Looks so big. Wish Mom was here to see it.
This moment is really touching. Right, he just wants to make some type of physical contact with the son, but he can't bring himself to do it.
Oh boy.
And I think, which, you know, spoilers for the end of the game, but he does finally, like, pat him on the back. And I think that's actually a good place to stop. I don't plan on continuing with this game on past this moment. I will. How do I save? Yeah, because usually, right, like I said, when I teach this game, and when I plan on teaching this game, it's really the only first 30 minutes or so. But I figured, you know, why not play a little bit further and talk with you all. But yeah, so thanks for coming, thanks for hanging out. And I believe next week we're probably going to play What Remains of Edith Finch, which is one of my favorite games to teach with. So you should absolutely be there for that. It's a wonderful, very different game than this one. It's no action at all. It's all just kind of a walking simulator type game. But it's a special one. So thanks again, Potter. Thank you so much for being so active in the chat, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night, everyone.